Have you ever thought about the dream of living forever? It's not just some modern fantasy, you know.
No, not at all.
It's actually a promise, almost, written down nearly 2,000 years ago. And it's built entirely on this idea of constant, sometimes really violent change.
It's quite something.
Yeah.
A path traced from, well, primordial chaos right up to a Roman poet saying he will live forever through his work.
Absolutely. And just quickly before we dive in, discover a new in-depth approach to book coverage with this extended summary. Now, our previous review offered a focused analysis, but this feature gives you that comprehensive overview, the intellectual roots, key arguments, the real-world impact.
Exactly. We trace it all. And please, if you find this expanded format helpful, do let us know. Your feedback really does help shape what we do next.
It does. And also, you are experiencing a unique two-host AI conversation powered by Google's NotebookLM, designed for deeper, more dynamic book summaries.
So let's get into it. Today we're looking at Publius Ovidius Nasso's Metamorphoses, published around 8 CE.
And this wasn't just any work for Ovid. 15 books, almost 12,000 lines. This was his magnum opus.
Definitely. And our mission here is to explore how he delivers on his own stated premise. Bodies changed into new forms.
Just that one theme.
That one theme. It's the thread holding together over 250 myths. It connects the very beginning, that chaos, all the way to the Roman Empire Ovid knew.
Okay, let's start with that scope. It's huge, cosmic even. Ovid chose the meter of Greek epics, dactylic hexameter. That sends a signal, doesn't it? Like, pay attention, this is serious.
It absolutely does. But then he fills it with mythology, not just war stories. So right away, he's playing with expectations, sort of subverting the epic form while using its grandeur.
And that choice of meter underscores the core idea.
Transformation. It's the engine driving everything. And he grounds it right at the start. The creation of the world from chaos and unnamed gods separates the elements, brings order. That itself is the first metamorphosis. Sets the stage perfectly.
And almost immediately after order is established, humanity starts its downward slide. These 4 ages Ovid describes. It's a pretty clear trajectory.
It is. It frames the moral decline. You start with the golden age innocence, plenty, no work needed.
Sounds nice.
Right. Then Silver Age seasons appear, people need shelter, agriculture begins, things get a bit harder.
Then bronze.
Bronze Age brings warfare. Violence enters the picture.
And finally, the Iron Age, which Ovid doesn't spend much time on, interestingly.
No, he moves through it quickly. It's characterized by pure corruption, greed, impiety, breakdown of everything. I think the speed suggests he's making a point about his present, the moral state he saw around him.
Makes sense. And this collapse directly leads to Jupiter stepping in.
Yes, the big cosmic reset. The trigger is king-like Aeon. His impiety was just staggering, trying to trick Jupiter into eating human flesh.
So Jupiter turns him into a wolf.
Instantly. And that act, that specific transformation, becomes the justification for wiping the slate clean with a massive flood.
Neptune gets the order. The world drowns. Only Deucalion and Pyrrha survive up on Mount Parnassus.
And how they repopulate the Earth is maybe the most striking transformation yet. They consult the oracle of Themis.
Right. Throw stones over their shoulders.
And the stones become people. It's an incredible image. It shows transformation isn't just punishment, it's the fundamental way life gets created and continues, almost arbitrarily.
It's fascinating how the focus then shifts, though, from these world-altering events to something much more personal, passionate.
Exactly. The scale changes, but the intensity, if anything, it increases. Transformation becomes both a punishment and, crucially, a way to escape, often driven by love, or maybe more accurately, by lust.
Like Apollo and Cupid.
A classic example. Apollo, being Apollo, mocks Cupid's archery. Big mistake.
Oh.
So Cupid shoots him with a golden arrow. Boom. Instant overwhelming love for the nymph Daphne. But he shoots Daphne with a lead arrow.
Instant repulsion.
Precisely. So Apollo pursues her relentlessly. Ovid portrays it as quite aggressive, actually. To escape him, Daphne prays to her father, the river god.
And becomes the laurel tree.
Yes. Transformation is a desperate escape, a salvation, not just a penalty.
And this theme of divine lust and its consequences gets even darker with Io, doesn't it? Jupiter assaults her.
He does. And then to hide it from his wife Juno, he turns Io into a beautiful white cow.
Is Ovid critiquing the gods here? Showing them as petty and abusive?
Yeah.
Or is it just about the whims of power?
Probably both, I think.
Yeah.
Juno isn't fooled, of course. She asks for the cow as a gift.
Clever.
And sets the hundred-eyed Argus to watch her. Talk about constant surveillance. Jupiter has to send Mercury to lull Argus to sleep and kill him. Eventually, Io gets her human form back, but only after terrible suffering. She becomes a symbol of resilience, maybe.
But then you get the flip side, mortals transgressing, sometimes accidentally, and facing horrific consequences. Actaeon.
Oh, Actaeon. He just stumbles upon Diana bathing. Pure accident.
But her reaction is immediate.
Right.
Utterly brutal, turns him into a stag.
And the real horror, his own hunting dogs, trained by him, loved by him, they don't recognize
And
it.
tear him apart.
It's chilling. It suggests divine justice is less about fairness and more about protecting divine pride, no matter the cost.
And we can't leave this section without talking about Narcissus in book number 3. Such a famous story.
And remarkably modern, isn't it? His obsession with his own reflection, it's captured so perfectly. He wastes away, dies, and transforms into the Narcissus flower. It's like Ovid diagnosed a psychological condition 2,000 years ago.
Tied to him is poor Echo, cursed by Juno so she can only repeat the last words someone else says.
Her unrequited love for Narcissus, her fading away until only her voice remains. It's just heartbreaking. A powerful metaphor for losing your identity, your voice.
Wow. Okay, so much happens driven by gods and intense emotions. Before we move into the next phase, the heroes, let's just pause for a second.
Good idea. And just a quick reminder for everyone listening, we pause briefly to remind you about Mindful Moments, our YouTube channel offering AI book analysis, summaries, and critiques, all aimed at inspiring reflection and rational thought. We really hope you're finding this extended summary useful as we keep exploring the Metamorphoses.
Okay, so we've seen gods imposing transformations. Now, moving into books number 4 through 9, the focus shifts a bit, doesn't it? We start seeing heroes using or encountering transformation.
Yes, the scale broadens to heroic adventures and mortals challenging the divine order. Perseus really kicks this off. He's a hero who actively wields transformation as a weapon.
After slaying Medusa, of course, he gets her head.
That head is terrifyingly effective. He uses its power, turning living beings to stone again and again, rescuing Andromeda from the sea monster.
And later in that big fight in Cepheus's palace, it's almost like a metaphor for how power can just paralyze opposition.
It really is. Then the focus zooms right in book number 6 for a direct challenge. Arachne versus Minerva, the weaving contest.
This feels like a really crucial, maybe even dangerous story for Ovid to tell.
I think so too, because Arachne isn't just skilled, she's better than the goddess. And what she weaves, it's a tapestry depicting all the gods' scandals, their abuses, Jupiter's rapes.
Wow, that's incredibly bold. It's not just showing off skill, it's a direct critique.
Exactly. Minerva can't find any fault with the weaving itself, only the subject matter. So the punishment is swift. Arachne is transformed into a spider, cursed to weave forever. It's a stark warning about the danger of challenging power, especially through art. Ovid himself faced exile later. Perhaps he felt this keenly.
But not every encounter ends in tragedy for mortals. You have the story of Jason and Medea, which is certainly tragic in the end. Medea helps him get the golden fleece with her magic, but then he abandons her, and her vengeance is terrible.
True, that's a dark one. But Ovid contrasts this with Philemon and Baucis.
Ah, the hospitable old couple.
Yes. They welcome Jupiter and Mercury, who are disguised as poor travelers when everyone else turns them away. Their simple kindness and piety are rewarded. They become guardians of a temple and die together, transforming into intertwining trees.
It shows there's another side to divine intervention. Kindness can be recognized.
It offers a glimmer of hope, definitely. And this whole section sort of builds up to the ultimate hero figure, Hercules.
His labors, his immense strength.
Right. But Ovid focuses also on his death, the poisoned shirt given by Deianira, and crucially, his apotheosis, his ascent to godhood after death.
So he embodies that potential for mortals to rise, to become divine, but only through immense suffering and trial.
Precisely. Which leads us into the final stretch, books number 10 to 15. And here Ovid makes a really significant shift.
From myth towards art, history.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Starting with Orpheus in book number 10. He is the ultimate poet, the musician.
And his story is maybe the most famous tragedy of love and loss, going to the underworld to get Eurydice back.
And succeeding. He charms Hades and Persephone with his music. She's allowed to follow him out on one condition.
He can't look back at her until they're both fully in the world of the living.
And he almost makes it. But right at the end, doubt, love, impatience. He looks back and loses her forever.
It's devastating. His failure is so human. But after his own death torn apart by the Maenads, his head and lyre float down the river, still singing. It suggests that while the artist dies, the art, the song, endures. Artistic immortality. And Orpheus himself becomes a narrator within the book, telling other transformation stories through his songs, right? Like Pygmalion.
Exactly. Pygmalion, the sculptor who falls in love with his own statue, Galatea. He prays to Venus, and she brings the statue to life. It's art, literally inspiring divine action, creating life.
Then there's a definite shift towards more historical territory. Book number 12 zooms in on the Trojan War.
Yes, things like the sacrifice of Iphigenia, the argument between Ajax and Ulysses over Achilles' armor. It acts as a bridge, grounding the mythological transformations in events closer to recorded history.
Which prepares us for book number 15. This one feels different. Ovid steps back from storytelling for a moment.
He does. He introduces the philosopher Pythagoras.
Who gives this long speech about transformation itself.
Precisely. Pythagoras lays out his philosophy, the transmigration of souls, the idea that nothing is ever truly destroyed, it just changes form. Omnia mutantur, nihil interit, everything changes, nothing perishes.
It's like Ovid is giving us the philosophical key to unlock the entire book.
That's exactly what it feels like. He's saying, look, this constant change I've been showing you for 14 books, that's actually how the universe works. It provides this profound conceptual framework,
justifying his whole epic of endless change.
And from that philosophical peak, the narrative rushes towards Ovid's own time. The final transformations are historical, Roman, the deification of Aeneas, the founder lineage,
And the founding of Rome itself. And finally, Julius Caesar.
his assassination, and his transformation into a comet, a star in the heavens. It brings the divine right into Roman politics.
And Ovid ends by praising Augustus, Caesar's heir, and then makes that incredibly bold claim.
He does. He predicts his own immortality through his poetry. He says his work will live as long as Rome stands, maybe even beyond. Iemque opus exegi. Now I have finished the work.
It's an astonishing ending.
It truly is. And I think the enduring power of the Metamorphoses isn't just the individual stories, amazing as they are. It's that continuous flow, that structure, linking chaos to Caesar, gods to mortals, myth to philosophy, all through the single relentless theme of transformation. It presents a world where change is the only constant, the fundamental law.
An incredible achievement. Well, thank you for that deep exploration. For everyone listening, click the link on screen to subscribe, share, purchase via link, and think rationally.
And don't forget to check out the many genre-based book podcasts at Mindful Moments. Subscribe and nourish your mind on the go.